Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Fitzone TV here, aka G Lauren 33, and I'm back today. What do I even call this video? I don't even know. I just felt the need to, just talk to my subscribers, talk to my fans, just talk to you guys real quick. But basically, this is gonna be directed towards you guys, the people that come to this channel mostly for Dragon Ball content. If you're here for NBA or GTA or WWE or anything else I do, this may not be the video for you. I just want to say that this is going to strictly stay on Dragon Ball. As you guys know, depending on when you're watching this video, Dragon Ball Super episode 131 is about to release in a matter of hours, and we are nearing the final episode for Dragon Ball Super. And yes, there's a lot you could say about Dragon Ball Super. There's a lot you could say. How would I phrase it? How would I phrase Dragon Ball Super? Unpredictable. Yeah, that would probably be the one word I would say, unpredictable, when I think of Dragon Ball Super. When Dragon Ball Super was first announced back in 2015, I remember where I was when I found out. I was sitting in the library of my high school, sophomore year. Yes, I remember. It was sophomore year. I was sitting in the library of my high school, doing a math assignment. And then I got a notification on my phone after school, and basically, it was from Geekdom 101. If you guys know, he's one of the most widely known Dragon Ball YouTubers on YouTube, my bad. And I strive to be like him one day, be as successful, not even more successful than he is. He's definitely somebody people look up to in the Dragon Ball community. He's not biased, and he also provides authentic news. You can trust him. He's a good source if you need to go get your Dragon Ball. But basically, I remember he came out with a video. This was also back when he wasn't the biggest YouTuber. His YouTube really got big during the time that Dragon Ball Super was on the air. He only had maybe 30,000 subscribers at this time. Now he has I believe he has over 500,000, which is absolutely crazy. Basically, he came out with a video, and he said that Dragon Ball was finally coming back to an anime. We hadn't seen a Dragon Ball anime since Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball GT wasn't canon. And you know, the Dragon Ball community always will have that debate: should GT be canon? Should it not be? And I remember I made a video talking about Dragon Ball Super, what to expect from it. And I remember being so hyped. I was in the middle of puberty. I still deal with acne today, but I was still, my voice was, if you guys remember, if you guys have been with me since way back in the day when we had no subscribers, I had a very high pitched voice back then, and I looked a little different. I would come on the channel, and I would be screaming about how excited I was that Dragon Ball was coming back, because I watched all Dragon Ball Z growing up. I've seen every Dragon Ball Z movie tons of times. I've seen Dragon Ball Z. I've watched Dragon Ball. I even watched Dragon Ball GT. I played almost every Dragon Ball Z game in existence, no matter if it was on the PlayStation 1, the GameCube, the PS2, the original Xbox, whatever you want to call it. I played almost all of them, PSP, whatever. But the only real Dragon Ball anime that I was alive for, because Dragon Ball Z came back, or was on the air when I was just a little kid. The Buu Saga was ending right when I was born, around there, and I watched Dragon Ball Z growing up. But I never got that experience of having a new Dragon Ball episode every single day. And what happened was, the only anime during that time, at least during my childhood, that was on every week was Dragon Ball Z Kai. And there's a reason why sometimes I like Dragon Ball Z Kai. Excuse me. I love Dragon Ball Z Kai. I love the animation. I love the recoloring. I love Sean Schemmel and how he's dubbed in Dragon Ball Z Kai. How more serious his character is. Because one thing, if you guys don't know, I don't like how Dragon Ball Super and at points sometimes in Dragon Ball Z, how they treated Goku as a child. Because this is a full-grown guy. But I don't like how they don't, at times they don't, his character isn't taken seriously enough. We all know Goku's a goof, and he's not the smartest guy in the world. But sometimes they give him that, like, third grade mentality where it does make him look like a complete idiot. And when it comes to fighting, yeah, he's a genius. He has one of the best IQs when it comes to fighting we've ever seen in anime. The guy is so smart when it comes to fighting, but in terms of his personality, I feel like they could have done a better job making him seem less of a kid. And I know if I'm going a lot of ways with this video, and trust me, by the end of it, I don't know how long this video will be, but by the end of it, hopefully you guys will understand what I'm trying to say. But as I was saying, basically the only anime I saw every week as a kid that was like aired weekly was Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I loved it. So basically when Dragon Ball Super came, or was announced back in 2015, I was super excited. We had just got Battle of Gods the year before, and then the year after we got Resurrection F. It was just a couple months before Super was announced that we got Resurrection F, and then Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. At that point, it was called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but they changed it to Super Saiyan Blue for short to make it easier. It was around that time where it got announced, and we all got hyped. Basically, when Dragon Ball Super started, we all know it started off a little bit weak. The first like 2 episodes had great animation, and it got you hyped. But we knew that Dragon Ball Super was gonna start off, because basically we know the Dragon Ball Super takes place in the 10-year time gap between Goku killing Kid Buu, and then Goku meeting Oob at the World Tournament and taking him to go trade. We knew that Dragon Ball Super was going to start off with Lord Beerus, the God of Destruction arc, introduce us to Super Saiyan God and the gods and the divine energy and all that good stuff. And then after that, it took us to Resurrection F, where that was, in my opinion, probably the worst arc of Super. Out of the 5 main arcs we got in Super, that was, in my opinion, the worst arc. The animation was terrible, and it wasn't gonna break out the way the Resurrection F movie, because a lot of people were comparing it to the movie. I thought it was an unfair comparison, because the Resurrection F movie was so good when it came to animation and presentation and all those other factors, that it was going to be almost impossible for the anime at least do decent. And the animation was pretty poor for the Resurrection F arc, and it had some of the worst scenes we've seen in Dragon Ball history, not just Super, but Dragon Ball history. The Battle of Gods arc, back to that real quick. It started off slow, but by the end of the arc, it actually picked up, and it gave Super hope. The Resurrection F arc was pretty weak, as we just stated. The fight scenes were not that good. There was not many moments that I practically enjoy or remember from that arc, even when it got dubbed. So unfortunately, that's the reason why no one really talks about those arcs. Super didn't really pick up until we got to the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 arc. After that, we got fresh material. We found out about Universe 6. We found out about Hit, and has become he's one of Super's most popular characters. And people wish that Super did do more. We did see Hit come back, as he did fight Goku again later in the series. And we saw him in the Universe Survivor arc, fighting for Universe 6. But people wish that they did more with Hit, because Hit did become a well-liked character in Dragon Ball Super really quick. And so the Universe 6, Universe 7 arc really did, I guess, turn the tables for Dragon Ball Super. We got introduced to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, which that is, I'm gonna make a video sometime in the next coming weeks of the best episodes, best moments of Super, and definitely that's gonna be pretty high on the list. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Goku, and the introduction to that against Hit. That is easily probably a top 5 moment in Super. We'll have to see based on where that ranks on all the other stuff that happened in Super. But basically, that was a huge turning point for Super. It gave a lot of people, it brought a lot of people into the series, because a lot of people had been staying away from Super because they didn't like how Super didn't start after Resurrection F. Because they retold Battle of Gods, they retold Resurrection F, and people didn't enjoy that because the anime just didn't live up to the 2 movies they did before that. So people really started to pay attention to Super again when Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku got introduced. Moving on to the Goku Black arc, or the Future Trunks arc, whatever you call it. This is where Super actually really became popular. Super was actually making a lot more money because people actually loved Goku Black. For months, we would discuss who could Goku Black be. There was all the theories about Goku Black potentially being evil Goten, or being Goku being brought back alive and turned evil. There were so many different theories. But eventually it led us to Zamasu. And I'll say this, Goku Black and Zamasu were probably the only real villains we ever saw in Super. Because if you think about it like this, Lord Beerus, he's a god. He's not really an enemy. Golden Frieza, he's an enemy. He's a villain, but he's just a villain they brought back from Dragon Ball Z. He wasn't a original villain in Dragon Ball Super. Even though we've seen so much of Frieza in Super, we saw him in, he had the Resurrection F arc, and he was in the Universe Survival arc, and we had Frost, basically which is the Universe 6 version of Frieza. Basically, still, it didn't, Frieza was just not an original villain for Super. Hit was not really a villain. He's an assassin, but he really never was a true villain. Goku Black and Zamasu were the 2 real villains we ever saw. With the Zero Mortis plans, they did some very sadistic stuff. How they killed all the gods. How that dramatic scene where Goku Black stabs Goku and right through Zamasu, because if you remember, Zamasu's immortal. And then basically Goku Black, as he's stabbing Goku, he's explaining how he killed Chi-Chi and Goten in the future, and then how that led to him switching bodies and becoming Goku Black. That was, in my opinion, that's my favorite arc in Super. Even though there was a lot of problems with it, especially probably the biggest problem was the whole timeline stuff. How a lot of people got confused with the time rings. How could it be 2 different Zamasus, all that other stuff, and how that all translated, how all the events from Goku's timeline to the alternate timeline, how that all fit in the Future Trunks' timeline. It's so confusing to talk about today. But at the end, it was still an enjoyable arc. Even though the ending was weak, it made sense because you have to remember that Zamasu was immortal. And it was confusing on how do you defeat or how do you kill somebody immortal. So yeah. And then last but not least, if you guys know, I'm not talking about all the filler. There was a lot of filler in Super, but that we can make a whole different video on that. Basically, then we went to the Universe Survival arc, which is just ending right now. And basically, that was by far the longest arc in Super. It's been 55 episodes, I believe, 55. So, close to half the series was based, because you remember the Battle of Gods arc was like 15 episodes. Resurrection F arc was like another 15 episodes. No, it was less than 15 episodes. It was like 10 maybe. The Universe 6, Universe 7 arc was 17, 18 episodes, I believe. And then we had the Goku Black arc, which was 20 episodes. And then the the Universe Survival arc was 55 episodes. But basically, it had the best fight scenes, I'll say. We got introduced to Ultra Instinct Goku, Ultra Instinct, Omen Goku, the legendary form, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolution, Vegeta, which is that dark royal blue form we know. We got introduced to the strongest villain Super's ever seen, or potentially Dragon Ball's ever seen, in Jiren. Alright, even though that's probably going to change with the Dragon Ball Super movie that's coming out at the end of this year. I enjoyed the Universe Survivor arc for what it is, even though it does have some misconceptions, because I didn't really like how they had two major arcs in Dragon Ball Super dedicated to tournaments, the Universe 6, Universe 7 tournament, and now the Universe Survivor arc tournament. But, I'm not going to sit here and complain. It was still a good arc. I enjoyed the battles. There were some things I wish they could do better. Like, I wish that Hit got more spotlight. I do wish that Kefla or Kale and Khalifa didn't get Super Saiyan 2 so easily, so quickly. But I'm not going to really complain about that. Even though I did enjoy Kefla, the character. I just felt like they just made some mistakes wrong in that. Basically, it was enjoyable for what it is. And where I'm taking the end of this video is, basically, if you look at it as a whole, there was many problems with Super. Alright, the animation was always the best. The character development and writing could have had some major improvements at times. But for what it is, Dragon Ball Super was successful. And we didn't want to see it end. And I'm hoping that next year, Super does come back, or at least a whole new Dragon Ball anime, because it brought back so many Dragon Ball fans. It connected the Dragon Ball Z fans, brought them together with the new age of Dragon Ball fans that were created with Super, and it brought us all together. Every week, you saw all the videos that would be dedicated to Dragon Ball Super on YouTube. All the stuff we talked about, no matter if it was from Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, the Dragon Ball Fighters, to Dragon Ball Fusions, to the Dragon Ball Super movies, with the new movie that's coming out, which is going to continue where Dragon Ball Super ends, to Dragon Ball Heroes, all the stuff that's happened, even with the Dragon Ball convention that's supposed to be happening in Texas next month. That's exciting. And even though Dragon Ball's ending, Dragon Ball's made so much money that it's going to continue in some way, shape, or form. We got Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 coming, most likely next year in 2019. We got the movie, as I said. Most people believe that Dragon Ball anime will come back. We still have the manga that's going to keep going. Dragon Ball's not going to end because Super ended. But we can't lie. Dragon Ball as a franchise never ended. Because we always had the games, we always had, it was always popular in the anime community. But Dragon Ball Super, airing every week, had something for us to look forward to. We looked forward to seeing Goku and Vegeta. We looked forward to seeing Whis and Beers. We looked forward to seeing what was going to happen. What new transformations. And I'm probably going to make another video to look forward to, is the top 10 best transformations. Because we saw so many new forms. We saw Super Saiyan Rage. We saw Super Saiyan Evolution. We saw Super Saiyan Rose. Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan God. We saw Ultra Instinct. What else did we see? I can't think of them all up the top of my head, but we saw so many things. We saw the return of Vegito. We saw the Dragon Ball crossover with Arawe. We saw so many cool things, and the thing is, the future for Dragon Ball is so bright. It's not gonna end anytime soon, right? No matter if they take a break from the anime, I believe it will come back in some way, shape, or form. Dragon Ball makes way too much money for them just to end it here. Alright? So for now, I just want to say thank you. If you guys were waiting, if you guys stayed and watched this whole video or just skipped through it, at least thank you guys for at least watching as much as you did. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The end of this video, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Akira Toriyama, the Dragon Ball creator, man. No matter what, he's a legend in all of our eyes. he made, in my opinion, the greatest anime the world will ever know in Dragon Ball. And to see where it's come from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super, even Dragon Ball GT, no matter how much I hate Dragon Ball GT, still. And I'm excited for what the future for Dragon Ball will have. No matter if that's more movies, no matter if that's a new anime or Super returning, or where the manga go, because the manga's not going to end. The manga's going to go through the Universe Survivor arc and probably beyond. And after that, it'll probably go into wherever this new movie takes us. But either way, it's exciting, and I just want to thank Dragon Ball Super for just bringing back that love for anime, that love for Dragon Ball that I always have, but it was hidden. It was hidden for so many years because there was nothing really for me to do when it came to Dragon Ball. Because after Kai ended, we were waiting for the Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, but it was finished, but they never released it. They finally released it last year when Super started airing as a dub. And it's great to see. I'm excited for what Dragon Ball has in store for the future. Dragon Ball, the franchise, is not going to end anytime soon, even though Super's ending for now. And I say that just so you guys know, because Super could come back, or a new Dragon Ball anime, and that's important to remember. But no matter when that is, where that is, all I gotta say is thank you, Dragon Ball. Thank you, Dragon Ball Super. Thank you for everything you've done. Dragon Ball Super was far from perfect. There's so many things they could have done better, but at least it gave us something to look forward to. It brought back the Dragon Ball community, and it made it stronger than it ever has been. And it makes us exciting for the future, what Dragon Ball has hold for us. I thank Akira Toriyama. I thank the Dragon Ball Super staff. I thank the manga writers. I thank the voice actors. Everybody that had something to do with Dragon Ball Super and the production. I thank all the YouTubers. I thank all the fans that supported this franchise. And I just hope that even though Super's ending, that we all stay strong, because Dragon Ball as a franchise still has so much planned for us in the future. It's going to be so great to see. In terms of that, that's where I'm going to end this video. Once again, if you guys watch this whole video, you guys are awesome. I'm going to go. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Peace.